Greetings, Commanders. I'm Commander Gypsum, and today I just wanted to make a quick video to show you this silly new ship I've been messing around with, the Federal Gunship. And let me tell you, she is one odd bird. And to make my example of why this is one odd bird, let's just get out there and see what she can do. Alright, so we're out in my local Hazres. I like to go hunt around, and let's take a quick look at the ship here. Weapons out, and we're going to start with the front of the ship. And you can see it's got the two medium hard points on either side of the cockpit. And as we rotate under, you can see the large hard point. And just behind it on the sides are the two medium hard points. So 4 total medium hard points. There's a cargo bay, and that looks like what may be a fighter bay. We may get a fighter here in the future with the gunship. It's got a huge launch bay there. That would be pretty cool. And the gunship, you can see, it's got the 4 engines instead of just the 2 like the assault ship. And I'm guessing that's because it weighs so much more. It needs a little bit of extra horsepower here. Alright, so we're bringing it up around the top. And you can just start to see the 2 small hard points. We're going to zoom in here a little bit. You can see the 2 small multi-cannons. And look at those little guys. Yeah, I chose multi-cannons because I didn't get 4 multi-cannons going. It's pretty cool. And we're just going to zoom down into the cockpit here. And you'll see it's got pretty much the same loadout here. Or layout, I should say. We've got the pilot there in the middle. And you can kind of see the co-pilot there sitting up behind him, which is an interesting little layout here. Alright, so now let's put her into some combat, see what she can do. We've got lone ass wandering around out here, and we'll make a quick measure of it here. So you can see we've got the 1 large and 2 medium lasers firing from the bottom of the ship. And as long as I keep my nose above the target, we can keep firing. And now the shield is down, we open up with all 4 multi-cannons. Get that taka going here. Sometimes they can drift a little bit off target, but that's fine. And then once we get our nose up, we can open up again with the lasers on the bottom of the ship. And for my power management, since it's got such a great distributor and I'm only using 1 large and 2 medium lasers, we can put 1 pip into engines just to make us just a little bit more maneuverable in combat, which I think is pretty important, especially with the gunship, because you can see it's a little bit slow. But, yeah, it took out that ass, no problem at all. Alright, so now let's get some sounds of the engines here. That's an interesting sound, kind of unique, right? With that boost, it's like chugga 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 boo. So now we're slamming it in full reverse. Boost again. Pretty cool sound if you ask me. Pretty interesting. Alright, and we can see it's somewhat maneuverable. Once we got it in the blue zone, it can pitch okay. I'd say maybe a little bit better than the Anaconda. And when we do a boost in pitch, it doesn't really help. Which is interesting. Doesn't really help at all. Alright, well, let's take out this Imperial Eagle here real quick. He's so close. See how fast we can take him out. Now watch his hull just tear apart. Man, what a mess. Another multi-cannons, and it's gone. I really do like the 4 multi-cannons on this ship. That's a lot of fun. Alright, so now we got a drop ship on the radar here. Now we're not going to spend too much time in combat, just a little bit, just to kind of show you what it can do. The drop ship kind of being his little brother. And of course we open up with all lasers, drop down the shields. And now the multi-cannons. You can watch this hull just get pulverized away. multi-cannons reload with the lasers. And then open up with the multi-cannons again so the lasers can recharge. It's a nice little 1-2 punch. Alright, well, he's just about dead, so let's look at the dropship here a little bit. So you can see it's got the same configuration on the bottom. The 2 medium, 1 large, but his 1 large looks like it's farther back than the gunship's. Now the dropship has been destroyed. Alright, so everything has been pretty normal so far, right? So what I'm going to do now is show you what is so strange about the gunship. Let's check it out. Alright, so we're just entering Super Cruise here out of the Hazres. And let's get just a little bit farther away and watch what happens when I start maneuvers. Look at that pitch rate. This is just an absurd pitch rate in Super Cruise. It's crazy. And look at this roll. The roll's the same way, just crazy agile in Super Cruise. Look at this thing. This is like flying around an eagle in Super Cruise. This is unbelievable. If you were to try to do this with the Anaconda, it'd be so slow in maneuvering. It'd just be ridiculous. But the gunship, man, it just like lives for Super Cruise. I wish it had a better jump range, because the gunship would make such a fun explorer the way it handles in Super Cruise. Since, you know, Super Cruise is pretty much what you stick in when you're exploring, at least if you're not going to be doing any planetary landings. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and land at Crick City and go over some outfitting that I did. And I am going to capture the landing here because the landing is pretty funny. So let's get right to the landing. Alright, so we're dropping out of Super Cruise, and we're coming for a landing. And watch how the gunship handles itself at high speed coming in for a landing. If you were trying to fly like this with like the Anaconda or the Cutter, you would have yourself up against the bulkheads of the station and you'd be looking at the insurance screen. Now watch this thing just boost right in through the slot, no problem at all. There we go. You see it's not drifting. We can do the maneuvering, no problem. And this is at max throttle, which is pretty interesting. And in we go. No drama whatsoever. And watch how fast this thing decelerates. It's crazy. Alright, we're coming up to our pad. And decelerate. Look at that. Decelerates so quickly. So, for a maneuverability of 2, it can really handle itself. And we're landed, safe and sound. Alright, so let's check out the outfitting screen here. Alright, so I'm going to switch it back to the normal paint job so we can see the details of the ship a little better. Because the Black Friday paint job is kind of dark, kind of blurs out the details. Alright, so you can see what I got rocking here. I got the military grade, composite, pretty much A-class everything. The only thing you're not going to A-class is the life support and sensors, of course. Now look at that power distributor, an A7. That is one hell of a power distributor for this class of ship. For our 2 Class 6 compartments, I got the A6 shield generator and A6 shield cell bank. It's got pretty decent shields, up to about 450 if you max out all of your, what are they called, shield boosters. Yeah, that's what it is, shield boosters. And I got some A-class shield boosters on this beast. Now for the hard points, you already saw it on the previous screen, but I got the 1 large pulse lasers, the 2 medium multi-cannons, the 2 medium pulse, and the 2 small multi-cannons there on top. Now for utility slots, we got 4 of them. We've got 2 on the bottom here, and we've got 2 on the sides. I'm using 3 shield boosters so I can get my shields up to around 450 megajoules, which is not half bad, and the other one is a heat sink launcher, because you are going to need a heat sink if you're going to use the SCB on this ship. Alright, so the last thing I want to do on the video here is show the Federal Gunship landing on a planet, which is something it may be designed to do I think it would be very good at base assault since it's got those 3 hard points right on the bottom of the ship, almost mid-center. So if you were to put some turreted lasers, say, on the bottom of the ship, you could probably do a base assault pretty well. And I think even those multi-cannons on the front, the 2 medium right under the cockpit, I bet they could even aim down far enough too. Alright, so I'm coming in here on approach to the planet. I'm in the same system, I just went to the closest landable planet I got here. And as you can see, I'm coming in too steep, but the Federal Gunship in Super Cruise handles like an eagle, so you can just pull the nose up and you're good to go. Alright, just gonna take it in nice and shallow since I was going a little fast on approach. Let's go for the crater. Nah, craters are boring. Let's go for the mountain there. And now we're just going to glide on down to the mountain. And you can see the ship feels real heavy again now that we're out of Super Cruise. Alright, glide complete and we're boosting. So you can see we're a little bit sluggish. Just like flying in normal space. But it's not that big of a problem. The gunship is so incredibly slow, you're probably not going to get into too many accidents planet side. Because it's so slow, really. You're not going to have the luxury of speed to make mistakes with. And look at that awesome power distributor. We can just boost, boost, boost. Look at that. The distributor already fills up the engines before we can even boost again. It's just a fantastic power distributor on the gunship. Alright, so it looks like we're pretty close. Landing gear down. And we'll just see if we can find a nice little place to touch down. Right on the edge. Very interesting sounds with the gunship. I like it. It's a lot of interesting sounds. Now the cockpit you can see is pretty much identical to the dropship or the assault ship. This one's got a little bit of colored wiring there you can kind of see. But that's really about it. That's really the only difference. It does have the same 2 coffee makers, of course, that all the Federal ships have. You've got to have your coffee if you're a Federal pilot. Alright, come on now. We're just getting on suitable terrain. Sometimes you have to wiggle around a little bit to get good terrain. We'll find something here. Maybe back up a little bit. Here we go. Bring her down. Wiggle around a little bit. Alright, we're coming down. You can see the dust starting to fly up. Very nice. And we've got touchdown. Alright, so let's go out and look at the... Oh my. The debug camera got put under the ship, apparently. Oh, hello there. Void under the surface. Let's pull the camera up. Alright, here we go. Now, look at that interesting paint job on default. It's actually pretty decent camouflage for the surface of this planet. Interesting, not bad at all. Let's take a quick sweep around the ship again. You can see the gunship's kind of got little spoilers there on the front. That's interesting. That's something the other ships don't have. And as we move around the back, you can see the giant engine sticking out the back. Now again, this one's got the 4 giant engines. Well, I'd say 2 are giant, 2 are medium. I don't know. 4 in all here. The large winglets. Once we do get atmospheric landing, I suspect that these Federal ships will probably handle a little better. I don't know. Alright, yeah, so this has been the Federal Gunship. One odd bird. It's got 4 medium hardpoint, which is really good. 2 small, which is okay, just sticking some multi-cannons on there. And the 1 large. So it's almost like a little mini Anaconda at a fraction of the price, a quarter of the price, just over 100 million fully outfitted. Yeah, so it's not really a bad price at all. So if you're looking for an odd ship, check out the Federal Gunship. You might be surprised, you might actually like it. It's an odd duck, that's for sure. And yeah, I think it definitely has this place, maybe more in planetary assaults than anything else, but we shall see. Alright, thanks for watching, everybody. I do appreciate it. This has been Commander Gypsum, looking at that odd bird gunship, and please stay tuned for more Elite Dangerous videos. Alright, Commanders, I'll see you all in the black. Thanks for watching, and let me know what you thought in the comments. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to see all of my latest videos.